had time to like etch memories into my brain. Like I don't even remember. I don't even remember anything significant happening.
Honestly, I feel that. I feel like time is just so like out of whack right now that it's just like whatever's going on in your life precedes like how you go through time. Like I've been working from home and I feel like time is blurred together because of that. I'm always at home.
Same.
If I was going like into an office or I was like driving somewhere every day and talking to people, I feel like my days would feel more like days. Like it'd be like, this is what I did Monday, this is what I did Tuesday.
Because there's things to mark the days. When you're at home all day like we are,
it's all blended together. I'm like, shit, it's one long ass day.
It kind of do still. I mean, it going to the office, because I have to go into the office now, but it makes it, I guess it makes it a little bit more entertaining, I guess. But still, it can, like, after you be at the office every day and you do the same thing, same routine, that can get old too.
Yeah. I think it's just the routine. I think we're all tired of routine. It doesn't matter where you work from. Yeah. Okay, I was talking. If you could just put that over there. Like, but yeah, I think it's the routine. Because I started working from my mom's house just to get out of my house. And even that's already losing its like novelty. So I applied for a new position at my job. Okay. I hope I get it because I heard my application was really good. Because I just can't, like, taking calls all day, back to back. It's easy, but like, oh my god.
I already know. I know exactly.
So draining.
Yes. So draining and boring.
Yeah. And then like on top of that, I don't know about your job, but like my job, they try to make it seem like, okay, you have to give your energy. Like my manager literally told me, she was like, you need to fight to give them help. Fight to give them help. Like she was like, if they're being some type of way and they're acting like they don't want you to help them, you need to fight and still help them. I was like, first of all, if somebody don't want my help, boop boop, next caller. Like you're calling me.
That's what I was gonna say. You're calling me.
Why would I extra exert my energy to be like, no, I can help you. No, I can do it. No, you want to go?
I can't. Actually, like, not with you acting like that. I have hung up on people this week who was getting attitudes. Yes. Like, I will literally just say, "Have a nice day." Click.
I'm just answering them. I'm like, let me get you to a different department. Boop.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not helping you anymore.
But we're allowed to do that though. If someone's being like really like over the top rude, we're allowed to just end the call. Now, I hope they just don't listen to the calls because they do listen to some of our calls. And I mean, I think I did what I was supposed to do. I never felt guilty afterwards, so I can't work.
Who told you this, Rand? Shakina?
Yes, and 2 people got fired from our team this week. So 2 people.
Damn.
And it was just like, wow, I feel like they're really trying to crack down, but the shit that they're cracking down on doesn't make sense. It's like, we're taking calls, we're doing our job.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to penalize people because I don't sound like a Chick-fil-A employee. Like,
right.
Hey, my pleasure.
This is just a job.
It's just a job to people. Like, I'm literally just here to help them and then keep it moving. Like, and they want us to be building relationships, talking to them, being nice. But keep the call under 10 minutes because if you go over 10 minutes, now we're going to penalize you.
Yep.
That part, same thing at my job. Like they want us to take our time with the instructions, but they want the call to be under 6 minutes.
They want them shits quick. And it's like,
you want me to gather their whole life story in 6 minutes?
Right. I'm like, I'm not doing all that. I'm going to ask you what you need help with, and I'm going to give you the answer so that we can keep this short and sweet. I'm not about to hear, oh, how's your week been going? Oh, that's nice. How are the kids? No.
Yeah. Are you still talking to the advisors? Is that what they want you to talk like? Because they already know when they call in. You just there to help. That's it.
Exactly. The advisors don't be wanting to chit chat either. Like they're trying to make it something that it's not.
It's just it's literally just a job. I think these older people in these positions get so cemented into their role that that's what their life is, and they feel like everybody should be like that.
Exactly. Yeah. They take you shouldn't take life too serious, but you should. It's it's just a job.
A job? A job that I don't even want to be doing in the first place? That's crazy.
And it's funny because I talked to a lady either this past week or the week before, but she was basically saying like she just lives for the weekend and how like depressed she is, and she's older. Like she's older, and I'm like, they're starting to realize the insanity of their own shit too. But it's like we can't really be sympathetic for them because they literally created it.
They did this,
like that, like. Which I mean, I guess it's not their fault. They were just told that that's how life was supposed to go. Yeah. But they should have had some backbone and been like, nah, the same way we are. Like,
I'll think about that because you told me that before, and that's been resonating like inside my head every time I clock in for work. I'm like, I have to find a way to make this day not what it might be if I just let it happen. It's hard, but I'm trying.
Well, let's talk about living inside, because I feel like that goes exactly with what we're talking about, like how to make living inside the enjoyable experience. And then like the shit that's going on outside, it's like, okay, I can handle it because inside feels so good. I haven't got there yet, but
that part,
yeah,
that
part.
But I'm like, we can get there. We can get there.
We all journey.
We're gonna get there, hopefully, eventually. Fingers crossed. I love how this chapter is literally the front and back page.
I like that. I like how chapters are short, be honest with you.
Me too. He gets straight to the point. He don't over elaborate.
I was gonna say, like, my eyes immediately went to that bottom paragraph where it says the reason some people have so much trouble with death is because they identify with their bodies.
Yes.
If that's not enough, they also identify with their cars, houses, jobs. People project their sense of self onto things that are not their self. And when they do that, they feel afraid to lose those things. As you work your way through your inner growth, you won't identify with these outer objects anymore. You'll identify with the deeper sense of self within.
Yeah. That was interesting to read because I think about death a lot, just generally speaking, because of, we hear about bad things happening to people every day.
Mm-hmm.
And like it really over and over again we're reminded of our immortality. And
y'all, the earthquake that happened
in the Middle East,
43,000 people. It might be higher now.
Where was this at? In China?
Like Syria or something like that.
Yeah, let me look it up just to get the exact. But 43,000 people dying in one snap. That's a lot of death.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Like that almost feels like the earth was like something has to shift. Like in the most respectful way to those people that lost their lives. I'm like, holy, like how COVID happened and a bunch of people got wiped out. It's like that. It feels like we keep getting through these cycles.
Huge, these
mass
huge
death.
Yeah.
That's biblical. That's a lot of people.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
That's biblical. I feel like the earth kind of does it itself. Like, you know what I mean? Like
absolutely. Like Mother Nature is fighting back.
Yeah.
It happened in Turkey, Syria, and 46,000 people have died so far.
That is crazy.
46,000 people is a lot of people.
Actually, it's over 46,000 because it was updated last night. They're still looking for people.
Wow.
That's like we live in a completely different world than those people.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
We're just getting up, going to work, typing on our laptops,
and we're complaining.
And they literally are like fighting for their life right now. Like I don't understand this whole simulation that we're in. It's like,
back to
how does this make sense?
So when I was reading these chapters, I was thinking kind of what you were thinking, like because it said somewhere like Buddhism says all life is suffering, which is true as we have all come to know.
Yeah.
But like if that's the case, why is it human nature to want more? Why is it like it's almost ingrained in us to want more, even though this is the life all of us have known for like ever since the first human started living life?
Want more?
Like, why is it human nature to want more?
Are you saying why we individually want more, or why
like as a human race, like nobody is really happy with where they are, even though time and time again we're shown that life is just suffering.
But you'll never really be happy. I don't know. I feel like that's a good question.
Like this is all we know, so why aren't we okay with this?
Like you said, life is suffering. So by us wanting more, we feel like we can run from that suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Like we feel like, okay, if I just get this, then I'll be good. Or if I just get this next thing, if I just get this next thing. And we've been doing that since the beginning of time.
Right.
And now they're trying to take us into a whole nother realm with the metaverse.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I can just get everybody into the metaverse, if I can just get them into a virtual reality, this shit's already a virtual reality as it is.
We're in it.
Like,
this is the metaverse.
We don't need two virtuals.
We don't need a world inside of a world. This is not Inception.
You know how they say, like, we're, like, reaching 5D consciousness? Like, I think when we get into the metaverse, it's going to be, like, some 8th dimensional consciousness shit. Because, like, we're going to be living our life inside of our life.
Right.
It just, I don't know. I feel like that's going to fuck a lot of people up. I know what you mean.
Like, it's going to be removed. Like, we're going to be so far removed
from
our life. From reality.
Yeah. And out of made up life. I mean,
like, people are gonna take that life more seriously if they're doing better than what they are here. And the people that are doing better in this life, they're gonna be like, I don't want to be on the metaverse. Like, I'm already wealthy here. But then the people that are in the metaverse are gonna be like, well, I'm wealthy in the metaverse, so I just want to focus on that. I just see that being an issue down the line.
Yeah, that's gonna create.
And imagine people gonna be trying to do crimes in the metaverse. They're gonna be mad.
Right.
Going into the
They're gonna be scamming people.
Stealing people's bitcoins and shit. All of that.
But it's in the metaverse, so it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be like that. The Matrix, where you can go into and you can do anything. I feel like that was a movie where you can go into a place and do anything you wanted to, but don't have to suffer the actual consequences.
Yeah.
There's a show called, I think it's Westworld. Y'all ever seen that show?
I've heard of it.
Ooh, I haven't watched all of it, but that show is kind of similar to that. So you got these, it's like supposed to be like a game almost, and they have these AI characters, and they're like the robots, and they just kind of they're scripted. They do whatever they want to do. And rich people go into there and they basically live out their Western fantasy. So they can go, they can kill, they can rape, they can rob, they can steal. The thing is, the robots, the AI is supposed to get reset all the time. So they're not supposed to remember anything. In the show, though, they start remembering the things that happened. So they start having flashbacks of when somebody killed them. And then they
Real?
Yeah, and the people who designed them, they're like, oh, he's having a glitch. And it's like, no, he's remembering. Like, no, he's not remember. He's glitching. He's just glitching. Just reset him, fix him. But like, the AI, they're actually remembering stuff and the trauma that they're having. So that's a good show. I need to finish.
Wait, what's it called again? Westeros?
I think it's called Westworld.
Westworld. Is that on Netflix?
I think it's on HBO.
Okay.
I think it's on Max.
HBO be having them shows, y'all.
No, really. They really do.
Low key, I think I found the answer to your question, which is kind of what I was saying, but on page 12, when it says people do all kinds of things trying to make it nice in there, or no, everybody wants the same thing. They would like it to be nice in there. People do all kinds of things. Some run around trying to have exciting experiences, find relationships, take the edge off of drinking or drugs, all for the same reason, is how to make it nice here. So I feel like if we apply that to Earth, it's like humans are trying to make Earth nice, or like everyone's trying to make it their version of what they think is nice. But it's like our versions
don't line up. That's 8 million conflicting views. You can't do that. That's why the world is the way it is. That makes sense.
You got some people that's like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and this is how I'm gonna live in a nice world, but it might harm like 1 million people.
Right.
It's like, like we can't just let you do this just because you want to do it.
Right.
And
also,
is it a show or a movie?
I think it's a show. Let me see.
Because I see a movie. I think it's based off a movie. Then
it is based off.
HBO has the movie.
Really, they took it off. Let me see.
I think this is an important discussion question. Based off of people are trying to use the outside to fix the inside, but it's better to find out why it's not nice inside to begin with. I feel like we should be focusing on what about Earth right now, and what about the human race has everybody feeling so uncomfortable? Because it's like we're all people, and we're all making this experience harder for each other. So it's like why can't we just sit down and have a group conversation with everybody in this bitch and be like, okay, you're stressing me out. I hope you're stressing me out. Why are you doing this? And then we'll start to uncover oh, this person's stressing us out because they stressing them damn selves out.
But to do that,
projecting what
you
they
would have
think is right.
That's basically let people know they got to put their ego down.
That part.
Don't understand
that part.
Or they too worried about their their image and things like that and what they believe in. So
yeah,
that's probably one of the hardest things to just say. Put your ego. Let's actually talk.
Yeah. I think there's a level of mob mentality too, because we're taught to take pride in our country and things like that. Like Americans are supposed to be proud to be Americans and show patriotism and stuff.
Yeah.
Some countries take that shit really seriously. So there is no sitting down and talking. They're either you stay over there or you get fucked up. And that's just the way some countries run. And I think that's something we're gonna have to dismantle as a whole world before we start.
We need to burn down everybody's shit. Okay, ain't no more China, ain't no more Australia, ain't no more.
That's another thing.
Border. That needs to be left is Africa. Africa is the motherland, so we're gonna leave her alone how she is.
Right.
Everybody.
She knows what she's doing.
Africa is on her own little vibration, but everybody else, corruption. It needs to just be started over from scratch. And I just always think it's interesting. I remember Taekwondo was talking about that at work one day. The whole Pluto return thing and how Pluto orbits every 250 years.
Yeah.
And America is hitting that point of all right, America been Americaning for a little too long now. It's been
the fall of the empire.
Years.
Yeah. I think that's what's happening in the world. Either Mother Nature is trying to reset the clock, or I think it might be everything. History repeating itself. Mother Nature trying to reset the clock. I mean, honestly, because the Earth, the Earth has its own energy, and we're disrupting that probably.
When the dinosaurs, we saw what happened to the dinosaurs when they was disrupting the energy.
And
they got taken the fucking out.
Oh my god!
It's no different than us.
Right.
I feel just like somebody personally, if you do bad things, and then you're gonna have to reap what you sow at some point in time later on. If you think about how the world is, we're polluting the air, we're polluting the water, we're killing
cutting down trees,
each other, you know what I mean? It's we're basically reaping what we sow now.
What we sow, yeah.
This is karma. This is cosmic karma. All
right.
On the earth, basically.
Yeah, I agree. I do agree.
Yeah.
Something that makes me sad is the freaking deer. I feel I love deer. And the fact that I be seeing them everywhere now, I used to see deer a lot growing up in my backyard. But now it's I be seeing deer walking down University City Boulevard. And I'm that shit's wrong. How does nobody else
we're literally in their house.
We're tearing down everything.
I saw a deer in my front yard, and if you've seen where I live, that's unusual because I don't live near any woods. I live uptown, so it's they were just walking. It was early in the morning too, and the deer, the mama just started taking off down the road. I think they was confused because there was no there's no trees for them. There's no nothing right here, so I have no idea what they came from. But yeah,
they just be walking around. They have nowhere to
They have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
They trapped here just like us. It is so crazy because it's just like, why are we treating our environment like this?
I remember we was one time and we was talking about chickens, and I was like, damn, really just born.
I do remember that conversation.
They just born so they can get chickens. And it starts all over. And
they're born to be killed.
Yeah, and they be having them in this like farm, and it's not even a farm. They be in like a factory on top of each other, just like cows of them. And they shoot them with
chicken and cow conversation. Because I remember we started with cows and how like
there's a documentary about all of that. I think it's called Cowspiracy or something. And that's
literally be sitting there.
Why vegan?
Putting them cows, pumping them
with
nut,
impregnate them. That is so cruel.
Oh my god!
Like imagine if somebody. I always say, imagine if somebody did that to us. What if somebody kept us all like they did in slavery, kept us all in this one big enclosure just to kill us and eat us later, and impregnated the females just so they can have babies, just kill them and eat them? That shit is traumatizing.
Chickens and cows supposed to be able to roam like. They should. I understand. Okay, I don't. When it comes to eating them, okay, but I don't think it's supposed to be just like a mass production. Just
right.
Like I remember seeing.
They're sacred in India. Like they walk free out, in other countries, and they're still eaten, but they're like, it's like a spiritual sacrifice. It's not like, oh, we're just gonna slaughter them and not give a fuck. Like they actually pray over their food, and they milk the cow for nutrients or whatever it's providing.
But when it comes to like different like cultures, like I know Native Americans, they did that. India people do it. Africans, they like, I think it was like a bull or something or a cow is sacred to them. There's only one culture where they just kill for game.
That's the part that be pissing me off. Like, it be people killing animals like deer, elephants, just for trophy. That is a living thing, and you just want to kill it so you can take is head and put it on your wall at home.
That's why there's probably no buffalo in America. Do you know that?
Yeah, because the white people came through and slaughtered them all.
Yes.
And now they're sitting in somebody's house.
Yeah.
Like years later. That's
crazy.
So yeah, they're freaking with those at this point.
Yeah, and we deserve it. Like, I can't even be mad at Mother Nature and God. We deserve it. We deserve it. Yeah.
What do y'all think about the 3 Ring Circus chapter? That's chapter 4.
It was.
I feel like it was a continuation of the chapter before.
Hold on, let me see if this is where it explained. Yeah, I think it was a little hard for me to digest at first because it requires you to separate yourself from your emotions. And people don't do that very well.
No.
People don't do that very well at all. I think that takes practice. But I have been doing better with it because I don't take things as personally anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think for a person that is just now getting, starting to be self-aware, that would be a hard chapter to digest.
Yeah, it's basically like saying, okay, I feel this emotion, but I know that that's all it is. I'm just feeling it. It's not like, oh, because I feel this, now everything that I think about this said topic is true.
Right.
Which, honestly, all that takes is you stepping outside of yourself to be like, I am not the center of the universe. I feel like that concept alone will have people being like, wow. Because that whole main character shit, that really warped society. Like, we have a lot of people that are walking around feeling like they're the only living being. And everyone else around them is just like a movie character.
Side characters, yeah. Right.
That's a good point.
Like, nah, fam. This is
literally. Well, if you think about it, there's 8 billion people on the planet, more or less. Yeah. Everybody has a different viewpoint. Everybody has a different everything. And honestly, in your life, you are the main character, but you shouldn't go around acting like that. Like, that's not how you should act out into the world. But you can't help that the only point of view you have is your own. That's okay. But you can't project onto other people as if you're the main character in their life, because that makes no sense.
I'm gonna use my mom as an example of that, because literally we were just having this conversation like a couple days ago. She's been substituting now, and she just really is having like a lot of eye-opening experiences with this new generation, because she's like, I did not realize like they were as bad as they are. Like, literally, she was like, I'll just be sitting there and, like, they're on top of each other, making out, like, on the desk, making out in the classroom. And it's like, we were not that bold. Like, we were only in school, like, a few years ago. But I know, like, nobody at my school was sitting here, like, getting it on in front of the teacher. So.
That's fair. When I was in high school, there was this couple. But now I was a junior or senior, and they were a freshman, so they're still a couple years apart. But they was having sex in the cafeteria
in front of everybody.
Like, they wasn't like but they was like, she was like sitting on his lap. From what I heard, now I didn't see it.
I'm not saying like shit like that doesn't happen, but this generation that's growing up, like, they have no shame. And I think that's the part that makes it different. It's like, they will do it in front of you and be like, okay, and like,
I think social media has a big part to play in that. It has desensitized our youth to a lot.
My mom, she was upset because one of the boys was like freestyling in the middle of class, and he just kept saying like, nigga this, nigga that, nigga 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 nigga. And you know, my mom, how she grew up, is like, you don't say nigga, like that shit's disrespectful. So she was telling him to stop, and she went off on him, which I understand why she went off on him, and like that's completely valid in her own experience. But at the same time, I was like, Mom, you have to understand that like you don't like that, you don't say it, because she kept saying, and nobody needs to be saying that, and I'm like, but you can't control what these people are gonna say. So the only thing at this point that you can control is your reaction to hearing that word.
Yeah.
Because if every time you hear that word, you're like, I'm ready to fight. It's like, no. Like,
you're going to be living a hard life.
Exactly. Right. We've got to, like, that, and I think that's what the whole three-ring circus thing is about. It's like, all right, that original thought that I have of, like, this is wrong, and then somebody else triggering you by doing what it is that you think is wrong. And then you have that choice of like, okay, I can feel my emotion and I can observe this and move on and accept that they are not my reality, they are not my experience, they can do what they want. Or I can get all worked up, go on a rant, tell them off, and be like, you can't fucking say that, da-da-da-da. But you end up burning out your energy, and that person ends up going about their day, like, looking at you like,
right,
why the fuck did you just
it's very
go off of me?
Words like that too, because it's like we were taught to not like that word, or that we were taught, you know, we was like taught, they try to make us not say that word.
Yeah.
But and it's like I don't know, it just.
At this point, like, I understand why there are people that don't want us to say it, because it's like that's literally us perpetuating the brainwashing that was put on to us anyway. Like, we're not niggers, we're not niggas. We're literally human beings. Like, they put that on us, and we are still impacted by it. But I feel like getting worked up every time a white person says nigga, or every time a Mexican says nigga, or every time an Asian says nigga, you're going to be worked up every fucking day.
Every day.
Because you know what? We're the blueprint. We are literally the blueprint. Everything we do, they're going to do. And they're going to copy. So if we're walking around saying nigga, of course white people are walking around saying it. Yeah. They literally do everything black people do.
Exactly.
So we got big butts, big lips. Now they want big butts, big lips.
And dark.
We got dark skin. Now they want to sit in the tanning machine for 3 hours.
Which is sad. Like, y'all have to sit in the machine to be orange anyway.
Just love yourself. Let's stop preaching the love yourself message and then still perpetuating people to, like, change their whole race.
Yeah.
Body and race and everything like that. That's a good point.
That is sad. I can't imagine the body dysmorphia that comes with getting like a huge butt after surgery. Like, you wake up flat. No, you go to sleep flat and you wake up with 2 big pumpkins back there.
And you did no work to achieve that.
Right,
so
like that's not
it's just like now you're looking for the next thing. Because when you have to go to the gym and put that work in, you're gonna be like, I'm satisfied. I'm doing really
right, because that comes over time, and you work for it, and you're getting all the other benefits of it as well.
But when you just wake up and it's like, okay, well
big
now
butt.
I want big tits.
Right.
Now I want my lips. Like it's gonna keep going because
it's a trend. So like in 5 years, people might want flat asses again.
Kylie
and what
Jenner
do you have?
Already reduced her BBL.
Who?
So Kylie Jenner, she reduced her BBL. Like they were showing pictures of like her butt, how it was like this.
Kim did too, I think.
Yeah, because now and they're dating white men now. And they're dating white men. You see how it's like they were dating black men. They got the big fat asses. Now they want to switch to the MGKs and the not Travis Scott. What the fuck is it?
Travis
Barker.
I know I just
Travis
seen
Barker.
Yes, I literally just seen a video about him and Courtney.
Like now they want to reduce their BBLs and be like, oh no, we're skinny queens. And then it's like
to be fair, Courtney never did anything that I know about, like her body. But yeah, Kim, she's removing all her shit.
Courtney half black, so Courtney already had a fat ass. I mean, not Courtney, Chloe.
Yeah, she can't deny that man is dirty. But anyway, we gonna move on.
Sidetrack. Yeah. Sidetrack. But the point being, like, the fact that she's reducing her BBL, it's like you're just manipulating your body every time society says this might be more appealing.
That is not healthy.
That's not self-love. That's actually self-hate. That's
a sad life to live.
Change myself.
That is sad. You already gotta live in the public eye, but you change your body every other year.
Right. But that's what that chapter was talking about, right? Changing the outside to try to make
the inside feel better. But you can't. You gotta work on the inside, or else the outside gonna be starting looking whoopie.
Right, because you don't try to do too much. Honestly, though, we can't judge. I mean, yeah, it's not right, and it ain't healthy.
No, fuck that. It's not judgment. It's truth. I'm tired of people telling me, oh, you can't speak on this. Oh, you can't share your opinion. Oh, you can't say this because it's judging or it's making other people feel bad. No, some things are just the truth, and people need to hear it. Like, that's how I'm, like, moving into this year, because I'm like, there's so much shit that gets swept under the rug by society because everyone's too shy and too scared to be the person that speaks up and is like, y'all are ignorant for this. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, God's telling me to do that. God's telling me to be that person, so I'm going to be it. Because I feel like with 1 million people who sweep shit under the rug, there has to be at least 2 people that are like, y'all need to reevaluate this. And it's not judgment. It's literally just like, I'm trying to get y'all to look at things differently. It's not even like
I feel like that
telling
type
you what
of
to do.
criticism isn't bad, because I feel like it's trying to say you be like love yourself more. It's trying to say love yourself from within.
It's a better message.
Like stop worrying about like changing your body. So I agree with that. Yeah. Like, but at the end of the day too, I'll be like, well,
message to say
when they doing that. But this is how I feel though. But sometimes it's like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me, so whatever.
Right, I agree with what you said. Yeah. But like the book said, everybody's just trying to be okay at the end of the day. That's how, and maybe that's their way of getting through life. Maybe it ain't right. Maybe we don't see it as right. But like Taquan said, like that ain't, I can't change it. But if somebody came to me and asked me my opinion, I would say exactly what you said.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I'm playing both sides, kind of. Like, I'm not just gonna go on the internet and like start hating people in the comments. But if you ask me, I'm gonna tell you exactly what you just said. Yeah. So I kind of see, I see what you're saying, and I agree with you. But like, I'm not gonna just go out into the world and just start hating and stuff like that. I'm gonna speak to.
For me, I don't feel like it's hate. I feel like it's a sensitive perception to feel like everybody that has a controversial opinion is hating, because that's another thing that our society has really like tried to embed in some like really weak-minded shit. It's like, oh, you're canceled. Oh, you're a hater. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. And it's like,
I never agree with
because I don't agree with
that shit is crazy. Right? Like everybody has a different opinion. Like I guess I should say not hating, but like,
yeah.
If I was to just go under Courtney's picture or Kim's picture, be like, "Girl, you need to take that shit out of your ass." Like that's not productive.
Yeah,
I guess I should say it like that. Like that's not productive. Yeah. I would go about it in a more productive manner.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like speaking to the generations coming up. Like y'all see this? We don't want you to be this way because she's probably suffering on the inside, changing her body every week.
Exactly. I like how both of y'all saying it though. Like how Ren said, because it's still you're being true to self. Like it's not trying to say, you know, it's not. Well, you know, it's okay. It's okay. No, you can still be true. Be like, I don't like the BBL. Love yourself. That ain't gonna make you love yourself. It's not right. And like you say at the same time too, it's like, but hey, it's your journey to find out. You're gonna figure it out on your own little time. But don't ask me, like you said. I don't think it's right, and I'm not gonna try to act like I think it's right.
Yeah,
to make
there's no point.
You feel more comfortable, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I like that. I
like everybody has the same, not the same mindset, but I feel like people have a way of expressing themselves, and like I said, some ways are productive, like the way we were speaking about, like encouraging people to love themselves, and then there's a way of just not, because like I said, even hate comments is not productive for one, because like we all said, everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah.
And that's fine if you want to leave a comment, but what is that gonna do for the people? How are you gonna empower people to be different?
This reminds me.
That's where the work comes in.
Y'all remember when that football player almost died on the field? Like y'all remember? And I remember I was going, you know, there'd be like a lot of people I go into the comments and you know, a lot of people would be like, oh, thank God he's alive, you know, thank God this, and, you know, and a lot of people like, you know, they were real supportive, like, oh, you know, praise God that he's still alive. And then there'd be somebody who would comment, God had nothing to do with it. It was the EMTs. Like, damn, why do you feel the need to comment?
Why glory can't be to God? Like, God gave them a gift to save lives.
I understand.
Like, God woke them EMTs up that day. So.
And I was like, I understand, okay, if you're an atheist, feel that way, that's okay. Yeah. But why try to like shit on somebody else?
Right.
Better.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Like it's okay to not believe in God and to believe solely in the EMTs that saved his life, but what is that comment doing? You're just creating conflict at this point.
Come on there and say thank goodness for the
EMTs. Right.
You don't have to put somebody else's belief down. Yeah. Just yourself feel better. If you want to say thank you. Say it.
Just say thank the EMTs. Like you're still saying the same thing.
But then at the same time, that person has the free will to say what they want to say. So it's like
that's true.
We can't really be like, oh, you shouldn't say this. Nah, they're gonna say what they want to say. Like it's just
like what we were speaking on before though, we're not able to come together under that sort of umbrella of people can have their opinion. Like literally, you can type whatever you want on the internet and press send, and that's on. But you reap the consequences of that as well.
Yeah.
People have the right to disagree with your opinion as well. Yeah. But if we all want to come together at some point in this lifetime, we can't be coming at each other.
We can't be so combative. I think everyone feels like their opinion is important. Like everyone feels like, and at the end of the day. Like it's just not. Like it's just like there's 8 billion of us. So everybody's opinion is worth
it's the
8 billion divided by whatever.
However many, right?
Yeah, like
everybody's opinion has the same weight. Yeah. Everybody's opinion has the same weight.
Like we're all equally like 0.02% worth of opinion.
Exactly. And that's part of like if you're going through the day and you give somebody a compliment, or like if you're like on social media and you give somebody a compliment on how they look or something like that, that's gonna make them feel better, and that's gonna make you feel better. That's it's like a two-way thing. In the same way, when it comes to like, I feel like just spreading poison on in the comment section just to spread poison, ain't nobody getting no benefit out of that.
Right.
Honestly, you saying that, the spreading poison, that actually resonates with like the chapter 5 that I'm looking at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think maybe we should discuss chapter 6 in the next meeting, since that's going into like a whole other thing. We can just kind of include that in the next meeting. But in chapter 5 on page 18, third paragraph where it says, now you understand the underlying purpose of this book, for you to learn how to let go of the three great distractors and return to the source of your being. As you will see, this is the only way you can fully enjoy your time here on Earth. This is what it means to be living untethered. It doesn't take forceful practices to return to your core. The highest path is learning through your daily life to gradually let go of what is distracting your consciousness. So I feel like within that, what we're talking about right now, and just people making these decisions and other people being like rattled by their boots and they're like, what the fuck, why are you saying this, why do you believe that? Those are all just distractions. Like, it's low-key like when I was saying earlier how we're all making it harder for each other, we're all distracting each other from our soul, like from where we really need to be focused on.
So that whole conversation we just had is pointless because it's a whole distraction anyway.
It was a distraction from us talking about what the fuck is going on in here. Like,
right. Literally. Like, we talk about outside. We supposed to be talking about
in here.
We literally talk about fake asses, y'all.
On Instagram.
Outside. See, we done came full circle in the span of an hour.
That's evolution, though. That's some growth. Like, that was literally us hopping and being like, you know what? Let's spiritually evolve, because we focus on the wrong shit right now.
Yeah.
I'm proud of us. We came full circle in the matter of minutes. Some people it take a lifetime for them to get to this point.
Yo, I love this last page, right at the end of chapter 5, where it says, are you ready? Let's embark on our journey into the exploration of our outer world. Inner world of mind and emotions, and the consciousness that experiences it all. Let's learn more about this path of acceptance of what passes before us. So, like, we really just have to, I think that's the whole point. Like, we're just supposed to be accepting what we're seeing and what's in front of us. Because the other chapter, was it chapter 4? There was one chapter that was talking about how everything is just, like, light energy. Or no, that's chapter 5. When they were talking about the objects and how, like, our consciousness is just perceiving the world around us through light.
I think it's that second paragraph.
Yeah, it's, let's discuss the nature of the world passing before you. Every moment that passes before you comes and goes like the frames of a motion picture. The moments never stop. They just keep flowing through time and space. And I feel like that's interesting because we get stuck on moments. Like, for me, when I think about, like, how long it took me to, like, heal and grieve my relationship and, like, that ending, it's like I was just stuck on a moment. Like, the breakup happened, and then I got stuck on that moment for, like, a year later. When really, I could have just been like, okay, that picture happened, like, that scene happened. Now let's keep moving through time and space on to the next. But that's what you were saying, Janelle, about, like, people not, like, people that are just starting this journey, to be able to, like, separate yourself from your emotions and be like, okay, my breakup happened yesterday. It's a new day. It's a new time. It's a new space.
You weren't there yet a year ago. Yeah. Or however long ago. You weren't there yet.
Yeah.
It takes practice. Even when you have those emotions now, sometimes you got to be like, how do I feel that way? Do I feel that way because of this? Do I feel that way because talk to yourself kind of? You have to really try to get down.
I be asking myself that,
and that helps a lot. I think this is what you was talking about too, Ren. Is it at the end of that chapter? It says it's like a flashlight shining on various objects. Instead of looking at the object being illuminated, if you look at the light itself, you will realize it is the same light on all different objects. Like, it's at the end of that chapter.
Page 18 or 17.
On page 18?
Well, it starts on 17 in that fourth chapter. That fourth paragraph.
Yeah,
when you're no longer, it's like a flashlight shining.
Yeah.
When you're no longer distracted by any of the three great distractors. Okay, your consciousness will no longer be pulled into this object. Which is why I feel like there's people, like, who are at a certain point spiritually, like, in their journey, where they can go out and do, like, some crazy shit in public, and it does not faze them. Right. They're just like, y'all's reactions don't affect what's going on here.
Very
Like,
true.
if I wanted to go outside and dress up as like a fucking dinosaur and shake my ass on the sidewalk, people might be looking like, what the? You're on crack. Like, but does it matter?
It doesn't.
Because who are they? They're a star seed. Like,
I think embarrassment is one of the like lower like
vibrating
emotions.
energies.
Yeah, because you're literally, you can choose to feel embarrassed about a situation.
Yeah.
Like you can literally say in your brain,
this
was embarrassing and now I feel bad. Or you can say, I mean, it happened. People know it happened. And we can move on now. Like they're probably not even thinking about this anymore. Right. Which is mostly true because I can't think of an embarrassing moment that someone else had in the last like 2 weeks. Like even longer than that. So nobody's
when you don't feel embarrassed, you're not gonna look at other people as they're embarrassing themselves.
Right. Like
only
you're gonna
people that would be embarrassed would be like, oh,
would
think
about
embarrassed?
Like that. Yeah. And that's a personal problem.
That is a personal problem.
That's a personal problem.
If you're uncomfortable by me expressing myself, however, in whatever way I want to express myself, then
you would be doing the same.
That means, you got some work to do yourself.
Right.
Now you got a mirror and try to figure out why you're mad at somebody else expressing themselves and it's not even hurting you.
Right.
That's the problem right now, to be honest to you. Everybody's mad.
Right.
Everybody is uncomfortable on the inside. And it's like, I'm trying to think of one person that I know that's like, that we could even say it's like a celebrity or influencer who is comfortable on the inside. Which I know is a loaded question because we don't know them like that.
Right. Who at least seems like they are.
Right. Because everyone that I think of that even portrays that they are, sometimes I'd be like, certain people are trying so hard to portray something that I almost feel like it shows how like uncomfortable they are.
Yeah.
Like, I was having a conversation with this guy yesterday, and we were talking, and he was like, based on how you speak, and based on, like, your mindset, and, like, how you are as a person, I would have thought you would look like this, or I would have thought you'd dress like this. Like, and he was telling me what he pictured, and I was like, okay, but that would, like, I could do that. But that would be me trying to prove a point to everybody else.
Right.
Like, that's like me trying to be like, oh, look, y'all, like, I'm so spiritual. Like, I dress this way, and I talk like this, and I look like this. No, but, like, instead, I'm just me. Like, I got on a big fucking sweatshirt. I got on some biker shorts, and we're gonna keep it pushing. Like, I'm not trying to prove to y'all that I am the most spiritual being with my head wrap and my... And it's like, if you want to wear those things, yes. Mm-hmm. But we're also, like...
That's you.
Yeah, it's like, don't wear those things or don't try to perceive something just because you feel like, oh, if I dress like this, now I'm going to be seen as what I want to be seen as.
It's like how people rappers and then you become a rapper and you gotta put the face tattoos on, then you gotta rock the big ass goofy
chains. Oh my gosh. I hate them chains, y'all.
And they be trying to come
like
for
Polo G had on in that interview recently. He had a chain on, and the chain was holding a phone.
Wow.
Like, the chain, I just feel like at that point, you could have fed the hungry with that chain. I'm just saying, you can do what you want with your money, but like,
y'all, and they be coming for J. Cole because J. Cole be riding his bike down the streets of New York.
J. Cole be looking homeless, right?
They be trying to be like, oh, he's not hard. Oh, he not about it. Oh, he a pussy. Why? Because he don't dress a certain way? Like, he could be 10 times harder than all y'all. J. Cole might really do some shit to y'all, and y'all sit here clowning him because he don't got a chain holding the phone.
I got it
just so y'all can steal it anyway.
Because y'all
some
thieving ass niggas. His money.
It probably him, Chance the Rapper, Kendrick Lamar, like, they don't be, they just seem like they them. Well, you know, they
down to earth.
Themselves more than.
They are themselves. And they make the most real music. Like, lyrically wise, they make the shit that actually makes you want to sit down and think. These other rappers, it's like they just be making shit to dance to. And it shows. Which is fine. It's just,
that is fine. But don't try to tell them they have a certain lifestyle.
My thing is, we have to acknowledge, like, the lower vibrating energy of that. Because, like, that music that you just dance to, right, with the 808 drums, it's like, all right, it's not leveling up your consciousness. It's just something to dance to. And it shows how they perceive themselves to be with the chains and the cars and the hairstyles. Like, it's all to match the lower vibration of that music.
Point with the 808 drums. You ever heard his thing with 808 drums?
It should be hypnotizing.
Yeah, like some of it be like
there's a whole thing behind hip hop music, especially, but music in general. Like, there's a whole like the Illuminati. I don't know what the fuck it is. Yeah, but like, there's a whole thing about that and like how music is basically trying to infiltrate our brains to make us think and do things. And on a level, I feel like that's true. I feel like on a level, because it does glorify violence and drugs and stuff like that. But I ain't never heard no trap song and be like, yeah, I feel like shooting a nigga. So I feel like that comes up to self-control as well.
Definitely.
But I do think there's some
truth. But think about the people that are in the hood already living in a lower vibration.
Yeah.
Like, they might be, not that living in the hood is lower vibrating, but if you are lower vibrating and you're in the hood, you're literally surrounded by the things they're talking about. And I don't know if y'all watched the interview with Youngboy, but how he was saying, like, he has a lot of karma and a lot of guilt because of the music and the message that he put on the streets. Like, how many dudes was sitting here doing drive-bys and shooting at people listening to his music. Like, he's low-key responsible for that. At the root of the issue, he is somewhat responsible.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
if you have a platform, you got to know how to use it. I mean, you have influence whether you want to or not.
He got a big and know how to use it.
And I use it.
But they don't be knowing. They don't be knowing how to use that shit.
They don't be knowing how to use it. That's crazy. But they're just human, just like us. They have to just learn how to be in that role if they want to make an impact, a positive impact. You have to learn how to be in that role.
Which it seems like he is to make that video. I mean,
yeah, that's growth.
Yeah,
that's growth.
But they're all
responsibility.
Not happy. They're trying to make it all peaceful in there about the cars and the clothes and the chains and the lifestyle.
They're just trying to make their inside peaceful.
Happy. Yep.
That's all they're trying to do at the end of the day.
Let's go through that since our meeting's about to end in 4 minutes. I feel like that should be what we go through this week or like in this next few weeks before our next meeting is one, acknowledging within ourselves that we're just trying to make our inside peaceful and everyone else is doing the same thing. So like for me, I'm gonna try to carry that mindset with my job. Like I'm trying to make this money. I'm trying to make my inside peaceful. I'm gonna make this money so I can have money for trips and clothes and food. And my voice shaking because I don't even believe this shit myself. But
you got it.
I'm just trying to make my inside peaceful. Yeah. What about y'all? Like, what's y'all's goal this week of just remaining peaceful inside, regardless of what's passing through?
I'm just trying to remain content and try some little new things. Like today, I'm about to go to like a poetry slam today just to see how it is.
Are you gonna get up and perform?
You know, I thought about it, but I'm not gonna perform. But I am at some point.
Okay.
Watch.
Period. Let me know when you do, because I want to pull up.
Oh yeah.
Same thing with my job. Just like Brand said, trying to get through the days, but I hate how that sounds. But, you know, like I said, like we said, everybody's just trying to be okay at the end of the day. So I guess just trying to find something else to add to my day that I actually want to be doing.
Make the day enjoyable so the inside can be peaceful.
But still accepting that it is what it is at the end anyway.
Damn, we have never, like, gotten through a whole, like, we discussed all the chapters. Right. We sat here and had a great conversation. We had our own realization and self-call-out, all within the time clock. Like, we still got a minute left.
We did it.
So.
We did it.
Bye-bye. Well, I hope you have a great day. I know it's going to, like, shut us off in any second.
3, 2, 1.
Right, we're going to be like. But let's take a picture. Okay.
You took it?
Yeah. I'm gonna screenshot it from the.
Screenshot it?
Yeah.
The video.
The video. Yeah, because that has been recording. I hope. Yeah, it's been recording. So.
Okay, right, good. We had no technical difficulties or anything. This was a good one.
This was good.
You should post this one. This was a good one.
Right. I'm gonna look at the other one and just see like what we're talking about, and if it doesn't really align, then we'll just start with this one.
Okay.
This was a great conversation.
They're
about to cut us off, y'all.
Oh, we still got a minute or 30 seconds. I don't know.
Okay, positive affirmation. Everybody's gonna have a really successful and fun, fulfilling day. Help someone in need if you can, and share a smile.
Hey, I like it.
All right, bye.